This film features one of the most extraordinary females in the animal kingdom. She's a code breaker. She speaks many languages. She works in the shadows, and she's just 1 inch long. In America, the summer twilight brings out a magical display of glittering lights. Millions and millions of fireflies. An ethereal sight. But behind this twinkling facade is a fierce female setting a deadly trap. This dazzling phenomenon may look random, even chaotic. But these mesmerizing lights are in fact an ingenious ancient language. They are the mating signals of fireflies. Each species has its own unique flash code. The number of flashes and their timing is everything. Most fireflies have a single flash language. But there is one kind of female firefly who can mimic many languages. She's a photurus firefly, better known as the femme fatale. And she uses this sparky skill for her own devious agenda. To hijack the courtship signals of another type of firefly, the Big Dippers. Her plan is to lure in a Big Dipper male, using her best asset, her lantern. For a few short hours each night, the sky is alive with males on a mission to mate. And after up to 2 years underground as larvae, these meadows become the femme fatale's playground. For her honey trap to succeed, the femme fatale needs to mimic the exact flash pattern of a female Big Dipper. And to do that, she must understand their courtship code. Male Big Dippers flash every 6 seconds. When a female Big Dipper sees a male she likes, she takes a cue from his flash, waits 2 seconds, and then gives a single flash from her heart-shaped lantern to get his attention. He notices her and lands nearby. The femme fatale watches as a duet of flashes brings the Big Dippers together, and the couple mate. Now the femme fatale has learned the Big Dipper female's signals. She gets ready to lure in her victim. A male can sense her flash from 12 feet, so she can work from the shadows. He flashes. She waits. She flashes. But too many times, and her target isn't fooled. She tries again. A single flash, but has she got her timing right? The Big Dipper is enticed closer. She's twice the size of his normal mate. But her deception is working. In the darkness, she's laid the perfect trap. And she is after only one thing: his blood. So she eats him alive. Male Big Dipper blood contains special toxins that provide extra protection for her firefly eggs. A chemical cocktail that this clever assassin will kill for. Amidst this dangerous dance of love and deception, this fierce queen has given her eggs the best chance, ensuring the next generation of femme fatales. Seductress and vampire. This tiny firefly is both, but it's all for the kids. It makes you wonder, how far would you go for your own brood? In this episode, you're about to meet one powerful female who knows exactly what she wants. She can be 10 times bigger and 500 times heavier than the males in her life. So they have to step up to the plate or pay the price. Deep in the jungles of Taiwan live female giant golden orb weaver spiders, among the biggest web-building spiders on the planet. With a leg span of almost 8 inches and silk like Kevlar, she's a fearsome predator, killing anything that enters her web. But she must also find love in this deadly trap. And with her suitors just a fraction of her size, she calls all the shots in this dangerous liaison. Hidden in the undergrowth, this female giant golden orb weaver is undergoing an extraordinary transformation. During the night, her thorax has split open, and she's pulling herself out of her old skin. She must do this in order to grow and finally become sexually mature. These fierce queens usually live just 1 year. And now in her new skin, she has only weeks left to breed. But first, she must satisfy her other appetite, to feed. Using 7 different silk glands, she spins a giant orb-shaped web that can be over 3 feet wide. Her silk is one of the strongest natural fibers in the world. And in just 24 hours, she can produce 260 feet of it, setting a deadly trap. Her bite paralyzes her prey. Before she wraps it in a shroud of silk to enjoy later. She may eat up to 50 insects a day. But her web isn't just a larder. Having squeezed out of her adolescent skin and eaten her fill, her body is releasing powerful, over here boys, pheromones. And these chemical signals are now all over her web, advertising a new virgin on the scene. These are her suitors. She may be one of the biggest web-building spiders in the world, but they are tiny. She can be 500 times heavier than them, making this one of the most extreme sexual size differences in nature. Drawn in by her pheromones, they line up for a date, but many won't make it. Hairs all over her body allow her to sense the slightest movement on the web. So these guys can't put a foot wrong. This male plucks and pulls at her silks to signal he's not food. If he gets it right, she'll let him approach. If not, he'll be dinner. A warning shot stops him in his tracks. When you play this queen's game, you win or you die. Another male tries his luck. He's successfully run the gauntlet, and he hasn't sparked her displeasure yet. But if she's going to let him mate with her, she wants to be wooed. He takes a huge risk and attempts to relax her with a massage. Has his tapping and touching done enough to impress her? Finally, having reached the spot, the male drums on her belly with his pedipalps. These needle-like tubes carry his sperm, and he quickly deposits it deep inside. But as he pulls out, the tip tears off. Unfortunate, yes, but it's worth it. He thinks his detached pedipalp has plugged her duct, stopping other males from mating with her, and giving his sperm the best chance of success. But he's wrong. This is a sexual arms race, and this awesome female is the one in control. Thanks to her gigantic size, her tiny mate's pedipalp isn't big enough to form a lasting plug. And what's more, in a stroke of evolutionary genius, she has multiple reproductive tracts, meaning she can mate again, and again, and again. In fact, thanks to this adaptation, female golden orb weavers have been known to mate with numerous different males, leaving countless eunuchs in their wake. And when it comes to her offspring, many mates means diverse kids, and a better chance some will survive. At a year old, this female's life is coming to an end. She's hidden 2,000 eggs in a ball of silk on the forest floor. And now, having fulfilled her purpose to breed, she will die. Her reign is over, but she's leaving behind future fierce queens.
That is one seriously impressive lady. She exerted her choice. She chose who to mate with, she chose how many, and the ones she didn't like, she had for dinner. An African wild dog faces big challenges. Not only her predators, but also her prey are 10 times her size. Alone, she would struggle, but this fierce queen has skillfully harnessed the power of the pack to achieve ultimate success. In Africa, wild dogs roam, and the leader of this pack is one supreme bitch. She demands the loyalty of her family. Her expertise will determine whether or not they survive in a hostile world. And the ultimate privilege of her rank is that this fierce queen alone has the right to breed. This female wild dog, distinctive with her GPS collar, is the alpha, the queen. She's the oldest and most experienced member of her pack. They're all family. Her 7 adult sons and daughters must defer to her and serve her. Role in extending this fierce queen's dynasty. She is one impressive matriarch with enviable leadership skills, who knows just how to delegate the chores and take the rewards to build a powerful family. We all know there's strength in numbers. Well, these Brazilian fierce queens totally have this down. They band together to run rings around the males in their lives to ensure they get exactly what they want. The Pantanal in Brazil is Earth's greatest tropical swamp, home to a feisty group of females, ring-tailed coatis. These fierce queens call the shots. They decide which males can join their gang and if they can stay. But their greatest power? The females all come on heat at the same time, which means no single male can control them. And these sisters certainly make the most of their opportunities. The wet summer is paradise for Brazil's coatis, Latin American cousins of raccoons. This distinctly pale female lives in a sisterhood, 20 strong and very fiery. Even little girls have big attitude, though sometimes mom has to step in. But this pale queen gets her true power from sticking together with her sisters. It gives her strength, even over males who are almost twice her size. As a gang, they only tolerate one male in their troop. And he lurks on the fringes all year round, waiting for the mating season. 9 months later, the mating season finally comes around. The pale female has come into heat in the same short 2-week period as all of her sisters. And they look out for each other, keeping their male in line. She joins him. But she does not like his style. In a flash, these Latin ladies attack. And he is exiled from the group. This leaves the females with a vacancy, and so many fertile fierce queens are a big draw for a new troop stud. A dark, scarred male appears on the scene, and the pale female checks him out. But this sisterhood needs to be convinced. Over time, he tries to win approval by being humble and submissive, and is finally accepted as their new troop male. But with so many females on heat, he can't monopolize all of them, all of the time. So this gives each one a chance to have her cake and eat it. And while he's busy, the pale female's eye is roving. A handsome stranger. A hunk like this offers the prospect of extra variety for her bloodline. But she must be sneaky to get her way. She'll be interrupted if she's found by the troop male. And she needs at least 20 minutes for her dangerous liaison to succeed. One-on-one, the male's stronger. And when she's had enough, he won't let her go. But she fights back. Another female comes to her rescue. The troop male also reacts to the commotion. It's a tense face-off. But he drives away the intruder. The pale female goes to greet him. She takes time to pay him extra attention. Until, for a moment at least, calm is restored. When babies start to arrive, the colorful variety of pups suggests that perhaps the dark troop male wasn't the only father involved, and that many of the females were playing sneaky games, just like the pale female. In fact, up to a third of the pups will have dads who aren't the troop male. By working together and synchronizing their fertility, these fierce queens have taken sexual control. Choosing their troop male and keeping him in line, while outsmarting him too. They ensure the best genetic diversity for the future of their troop.
The Coati sisterhood might take controlling their males to the extreme, but they do have one rule that seems to ring true. Real girlfriends will always have your back.